Now chat, I don't know what everyone's been telling you, but barriers in creative are super easy. I did a video on them before, but that was with the old UI. So today we're going to do an updated version and show you how to make a perfect barrier. It should be super easy. You're going to start by entering your phone. You're then going to head onto the content here. You should find the barriers we'll be using underneath devices. It should be pretty easy to find, but if it's not, you can search for it. I'm going to scroll down here. What you're looking for is the barrier device. So you can see right here, it's super easy to find. If you search for it, just search for barrier device, double click it to get it into your slot right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place it. So I'm going to put grid snaps on, and I'm going to place our barrier right here. Now you've got your barrier, it's going to look something like this, and you want to just edit the settings. You can either run into it or you can do it from the outside. It doesn't really matter, but let's just do it. So you can start on all settings because this is where everything goes. I don't really want to scroll through all these tabs, so I'm just going to go on all options. Now I've moved my webcam, you can see that we are on, instead of basic options, we're on all options. They all have the same, all of the basic options are in the all options tab, so we're just going to go with that. Depending on whether you want it during gameplay or during pre-game or always, I'm just going to put it on always, it makes more sense. Base visible during game, I normally have that off. That means this little thing right here, the yellow thing, you won't be able to see it, which is again what we want. Barrier material, this is what it's going to look like. You can have it as stone, you can have it as brick, you can have it as sky blue, force field, anything you want. Nebula, I'm going to have it on nebula purple, I think. The zone shape is a box or a hollow box. So all that means is a box is just what it says, literally a box. And a hollow box, let's say you've got a small map you want to fit, you can put this in the middle of it and have a hollow box. So that means that you'll be able to go inside. I'll show you the difference in a second. I'm just going to have it on box, and we're going to make it barrier depth 0.05, barrier width 1, barrier height, we're going to go with 1. Block weapon fire on, collide with camera, you want it on because it is a wall at the end of the day. Remove the ignore team and ignore classes unless you want someone to be able to go through it or not collide with camera while others do. And then all of this, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You can see if we go to the modified options, these are the settings we've actually changed. The functions are kind of there if you want to have it come on at a certain point. You can have it enable when receiving from the game start, or enable when someone presses a button, or disable when someone presses a button so they can go through a passageway. It all kind of links together, and once you've pressed it, this is what we come up with. We come up with a barrier right here. Looks pretty cool. I've made it really thin, so this would just be a barrier around the edge of the map. In the actual game you wouldn't be able to go through it, and this wouldn't be visible to players. I will show you in a second the difference between the hollow boxes and also the full box options. But yeah, this is your beautiful little barrier device over here, and there's no bottom as you can see because we started our game, and if we run into it there is no kind of option to run into it. Hollow boxes and normal boxes, what is the difference and how can you use them? Well, I usually use the full box as I've shown here. This is the full box setting, and if I were to make this a square, it would literally be a full box of the barrier. So I went ahead and did this. It is literally a full box of here, and you cannot really go into the middle of it. In game, you would not be able to go into the middle of it, and it would just be the entire time just full of this, as you can see. If we did the hollow box, however, this is when it becomes interesting. You can actually fit a little map inside. If I go hollow box, it doesn't look any different here, but if I go inside, look at that. I'm literally in a hollow box full of nebula. Pretty awesome. And it's one you can actually set people to spawn in game, and it's pretty cool if you want an entire map full of it. So let's say I wanted a 1v1 map, I can literally make the entire thing nebula, and it doesn't look like there's any corners, it doesn't look like there's any of that. You can make it 100 tiles long and big. More than enough for a cool 1v1 map. That in a nutshell is how to use these barrier devices, guys. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more creative tutorials, go onto my channel, and also check out the Destiny Jesus Solo Superstars if you want to become a pro player yourself. I know this video is about maps, but if you want to become a pro player, it's the best possible way. and you get coached by top tier pro players and coaches. Super awesome, and I look forward to seeing you there. Watch this video on the screen. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great day in a bit.